Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new series in Kotlin, that is the intermediate Kotlin concepts. Okay, if you are new here, I am Technish. I teach the Kotlin step by step to make coding easier and fun for you. Today we are diving into two incredibly powerful tools in Kotlin. Okay, we will discuss that. Before that, this is a course. This is a series that will come that where we will discuss the intermediary Kotlin concepts. Let me show you the course guideline. That is the first one we will discuss the sealed classes and enum classes. Next one we will go for collections. The next we will discuss extension functions and properties. Now after that we will go to higher order functions and lambdas. Then we will dive into domain specific language in Kotlin. After that, we will dive into error handling and null safety exception handlings. After that, we will check what is delegation. Then we will go for testing in Kotlin. It's a very important thing in Kotlin. Different libraries we will discuss, different frameworks we will discuss, like JUnit, mock. And this is one of the most important concepts in Kotlin, which is Kotlin is known for, that is coroutines and concurrency. Okay, we will see that in details and we will build a CLI tool at the end of this course. Okay, so today, so this will be a bunch of 10 or 11 videos that I have decided. So I will get started. Okay, so let's start with sealed classes and enum classes. Okay, if you wondered when to use which or why these are important, this video is for you. Okay, by end of this video, you will not only understand how to use the sealed and enum classes, but also know the scenarios where each shines. Let's jump right in. Okay, so let's start with enum classes. Okay, these are perfect when you're trying to model a fixed set of constants. Think of it like days, week, months, or suppose user roles maybe. Okay, so I will go to the editor. Okay, let's jump in. So in Java, you have used enum. Here we will use enum classes. Okay, in enum class, suppose we are defining user role. Okay, and we will give admin, we will give user, and we will give guest. Okay, so with this user role enum, you can define three constants. Okay, that is, we have defined these three. Okay, you can also associate, additional properties with the enum values. For example, suppose you add this access level, right? Suppose we add an uh, access level, and we take it as int. Okay, suppose for admin, we define 3 access level. For user, we define 2, and for guest, we define 1. See, this has been automatically checked uh, from the class itself. Okay, in the editor, you will be always able to see what is the kind of access level it has. And if you have added this one, let's use it in a function. Okay, let's write a function called function describe role. Here I will take role as user role, and I will try to print, okay, that suppose I'm printing these two properties, like role, okay, has the access level of, again we will use interpolation here. Sorry, yep. So now we will call this function here describe role with user role dot, suppose we do for guest. Now we will try to run it. Let's see. So you will be able to see that it will print guest has the access level of 1. Okay, so whenever we will call this via this enum classes, you will be able to see that. So that's how the enum classes are being used. Okay, so enum classes are best, okay, when you have a set, fixed set of constants that won't change, like this won't change, right? and you want to associate properties or methods with this constant. You have associated these properties here, right? And you need lightweight and easy to read code for straightforward scenarios. In those cases, enum classes are best. Okay, but if your use case is more complex, like representing states or with the additional variations or other nested types, in those cases we will go for sealed classes. Okay, so sealed classes. Okay, let's discuss what are sealed classes. Sealed classes are more flexible rather than enum. So if you have seen that, okay, I have used sealed classes and enum classes, but sealed classes will offer more flexibility. That is the reason I started with enum classes, not the sealed classes. Okay, so they let you define the restricted hierarchy of the classes, which means all the subclasses must be defined in the same file. Okay, so I will go to the editor and I'll show you how seal classes can benefit us. Okay, suppose we are calling a seal class as network result. Okay, and inside that we are defining a data class as success. Okay, and we are taking a data that is of string, and it will be having a return type of network result. Same goes for the data class error as well. Success and error we are defining. Suppose we are defining error as well with string. Okay, and it will return network result as well. And let's take an object which is loading, which is an intermediary state that we had declared. Okay, so this is what these three. Okay, so contains some data for success, for error contains an error message, and it's a loading whenever it's a loading state. Okay, so suppose let's write a function for handling these cases. So let's write function and handle result. Let's take result as network result because we had previously declared that. Okay, and suppose whenever we are checking states, we will go for when. So previously in my videos I have I have told you how to use it. You can check that. So whenever you are going for multiple options to check, you can go for this kind of when checking. So network result dot success, we will print what we will print suppose uh, we will use the interpolation. Oh my god. Result dot data. Okay, now we will go check for the error as well. Okay, we will check for error as well. So we will go for result dot error. Okay, and nothing is there, then it will by default show loading. Okay, okay, so this is how you can define it in the sealed classes. Okay, so if you want to, if you have some hierarchy in multiple subtypes, you can go for seal classes. If you have, your states or types to have additional data or behavior, you can, go for the seal classes. And you want the compiler to help you with exhaustive when checks, then you should also go for the seal classes. Okay, so you have to understand and understand the key differences between these two. That is the enum and that is the sealed classes. So first you have to understand in which purpose to use and what to use. Okay, so in enum it's a fixed set of constants, right? And in case of sealed classes, it's a hierarchy of variations. Okay. So if you want to check the data associations, it is always the basic properties for enum classes rather than in sealed classes, there are complex types of data. Okay. In case of sealed classes, there are hierarchies available, but in case of enums, it is not allowed. Okay, so whenever you are checking for exhaustive, when checks, it is supported with additional data handling. Whereas in case of enum classes, it is not supported. So to put it simply, use enum classes for constants like user roles or categories or days. Okay, for sealed classes for more complex state modeling like multiple types. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go for a real life example scenario. Okay, what I'll do is I will let's combine this both and imagine you are building a banking app. Okay, and you need enum for transaction types like deposit. You need transactions type like withdrawal. Okay, and suppose you need a sealed classes for transaction states like success, error, or processing maybe. Okay, so let's try to build it. Okay, so let's define an enum class. Let the enum class would be like transaction type, right? Where we will store, where we will declare the transaction types like deposit, withdrawal. Okay, so these two type of transactions type we will be holding in the enum class. Okay, and in the sealed class, suppose we will be going for states. Okay, transaction state. Okay, and we will be declaring the data class as success. Okay, let's take the it is as a type. Okay, and we will go for a value that is amount. Okay, and let's take that as double. Okay, and the return type will be transaction state. Okay, we will go for the same thing in the error state as well. And instead of having entire thing these two, we will go for message that is a string type, and it will return the transaction state type as well. And let's take an object that is processing, and let's return the transaction state. Okay, so this is the seal class that we have defined. Okay, now to handle this transaction, what I will do is I will write a function. Okay, I'll write a function to handle the transactions. Okay, so like when there previously we have checked like when there are checks for when, right? So with that exhaustive check, what I can do is I can write a function that is handle. Suppose I write handle transaction, and suppose I take the state as transaction state, that is the seal class that we have defined previously. Okay, and do when. Okay, in when we are checking the state. Okay, now we will check is the transaction state dot success. Then what I'll do is I will do print, that is transaction state dot type. Okay, of. Okay, Hmm, we as we have taken two things, we will go for state dot amount as well. Successful message. Okay, oh, okay, that's the reason. Yeah. Now I will go for the error one as well. I will go for transaction state dot error, In that case, what I will print is error. Okay, and I will print what? State dot message. Okay, and whenever it is processing, what I'll do is transaction state dot processing, and I will print. Okay, I will print processing. Okay, now what I'll do is I will try to call this in the main function. Okay, suppose I create deposit success, where I will define it the transaction state dot success with transaction type dot deposit, and I will be depositing the amount as 500. And whenever I will be calling this, and suppose I am doing that processing. Okay, I'm doing the processing, and after that, once that is done, I will call the handle transaction method with deposit success. So once you do that, you will be able to see that see, processing has been typed, and after that, the val deposit success has been initialized with this. So whenever you're calling this with this kind of state managed functions, so it can, so it's a success message that we have initialized. In that case, it will just show that okay, this has been defined as a success message. It will go to the seal class. It will check that okay, this is the success message that I should print, and it will print. If you initialize it with the error message, then it will go for the error. It will check. It will go for the error flow. Okay, now I will go for error flow. Suppose I am going for withdrawal, and I am defining as transaction state dot error, and we will go for transaction state dot, sorry, and kind of transaction we are doing. Okay, so okay, no, sorry. So the error is basically taking this, what this is taking a string, right? It's not taking the transaction type and a deposit that previously we were doing. So it is taking the error, that is error for funds crunch. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll do error. Okay, error flow check, and I will call with handle transaction with withdrawal. Now you will be able to see that it has processed with the withdrawal one, and the kind of string that we has been initialized with, it has been given the error flow. And if you go for the same thing with the loading function, I mean the processing function, it will process the same state. Okay, so it is very easy for to model different seal classes and managing the state with the seal classes, rather than you cannot go for this hierarchical and extensive changes with enums. Okay, so uh, you can modify it to check the different kind of states that it can manage. And that's a wrap. We have covered the differences, the use cases, and the practical examples of seal classes and enum classes in Kotlin. So if you have find this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment what you'd like to learn next. More Kotlin concepts or real world projects. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Happy coding. Thank you. Bye.